Former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kenya Morris spilling tea on what happened between her and Cynthia Bailey. But not only that, she's spilling tea on the next season that she won't be returning, but gives us hints as to a former Love and Hip Hop star and a restaurateur joining for season 17. Not only that, we have to talk about former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Garcelle has a new man.
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Don't forget, guys, the Kempire After Dark, the villain era, is coming to Atlanta in less than 2 weeks, literally almost a week away. We'll be at City Winery. Meet and greet tickets are available for that show. And then we're coming to DC, Washington, DC on August 22nd. Then after that, we're back here in New York City on September 12th at the Green Room 42. Meet and greet tickets are available for all the shows, but there's a live stream option available for the New York City show, because what I say in Atlanta won't be what I say come September here in New York City. Go get your tickets today, and as always, more information will be available in the description. So Real Housewives of Atlanta, we went live last night to spill a lot of tea that was coming out from a recent interview that Simon Guobadia did. And we also spilled some tea in regards to what we can expect from tomorrow's final part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. We also told you that, according to sources, they're going to start filming the new season of Atlanta next month while I'm in Atlanta. And a lot of you have been asking, do you think NeNe will be back? Do you think Kenya will be back? Well, Kenya is now confirming that she won't be back next season. But before we get to that, I do want to talk about Garcelle Beauvais. So Garcelle Beauvais has been here in New York City for several days. And apparently it wasn't just for work. Apparently she's got a new man. Page 6 reports this after capturing a photo of the two going into the Hayes Theater. Were they going to Purpose? I'm assuming so, because Purpose, I've talked about this play. If you're in New York City or will be in New York City before the end of August, go see Purpose. It is so good. So good. No wonder it won the Best Play Award at the Tony Awards. It really is so good. All right, let's talk about Garcelle and her man, because all of you were hitting me up. I went to get stretched, and I came back, and all I saw were people talking about the Kempire clip where he's Garcelle. So, according to Page 6, they said Garcelle Beauvais has a new man in her life. They said the Bravo celebrity debuted her new romance with the Goodwill brand CEO, Earl Robinson, on Friday night as they were spotted heading into Hayes Theater in New York City for a romantic date. Here's the thing, though. A lot of people were saying that Maxwell and Janet Jackson were dating and they were holding hands. I guess typically you don't hold hands with some random man, but okay. And he's a handsome man. Good for Garcelle. And Garcelle's a beautiful woman, you know. So photos obtained by Page 6 show Beauvais wore a chic black lace ensemble for the outing, while her beau looked dapper at her side in a classic blue suit and white button-down. I mean, based off of her outfit, yeah, this is not a hangout with a friend. It's definitely giving, I'm going out on a date and we're going public. Okay. So they said the new couple were spotted holding hands as they walked the Big Apple streets together. Beauvais and Robinson apparently went to see Purpose on Broadway, according to the actress's Instagram. In her Saturday post, she raved about the performance and teased her date night with several candid shots. Saw the play Purpose on Broadway last night. Wow, so wonderful, honest, heartfelt, funny, Tony Award winning, as well as a Pulitzer winner for writing. If you're in New York City, it runs until August 31st. She captioned her carousel of photos. I agree, Garcelle. Reps for the actress did not immediately respond to Page 6's request for comment. The sighting comes months after Beauvais was shaded by her former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills castmate Erica Jane, who claimed on the Bravo show that the actress' dating life peaked in the 90s. All right, girl. While she's over here. I mean, if you had to look at the men in comparison to Erica's new man versus Garcelle's new man in position, And look, no shade, but shade to him. Okay, MAGA. Anyway, let's move on. Congrats to Garcelle. All right, let's move on and talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta because, as I said to you before, last night we were talking about everything that was spilling over when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta's final part of the reunion, which airs tomorrow on Bravo. And look, a lot of you've been asking me for months, do you think Kenya will come back? And I said, I don't think so. From what I've heard, it didn't sound like she was making some sort of return for next season. And I told you that Britt Edie lawsuit, which hasn't necessarily been truly filed, but is looming, says to me they do not want, especially because Kenya would be at the center of this lawsuit, at least within the allegations. They do not want to have something that's at the center of that. And again, if Britt Edie's actually going to move forward with this lawsuit, they can't be filming with Kenya right now. She says in this Instagram, this YouTube live, I actually saw it. I was in the chat. Shout out to Team Twirl. I was in the chat. I was watching, and I saw when she mentioned that at this particular time, she didn't say that she wouldn't return to season 17 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. What she said was at this particular time, she's not set to return. I don't think we're completely surprised, especially after an incident like this. You already know how Bravo likes to work. They like to punish them for a season. So I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't come back this season because she was already in season 16, technically. And I wouldn't be surprised that they will bring her back in future seasons. And she, even the way she said it, seems like she wants to be there. And she wanted to be a part. She said she's been asked to do Traitors. She's been asked to do Big Brother. She said it would have been iconic for her to do this particular one with Michael Rappaport and Nene Leakes and Candace Diller Bassett. And it would have been. It would have been. However, I don't think the door is completely closed when it comes to Kenya returning to the NBC Universal family. But she did spill some tea, and our friends over at the Neighborhood Talk are also spilling some tea as to the identity of the women that she's referring to. Shout out to our friends over at TV Deets. They got the clip from Kenya's YouTube live from earlier today.
Know some tea. The upcoming Brooklyn, I go out of the room with that and shut the door, honey. So I do know that they're adding 2 new housewives to the team. They're adding 2 new housewives, and I think you guys kind of know them both. They're both like known people. One is a business person she's a restaurateur, and the other one is actually, you know how we always say, oh, you know, it's giving Love and Hip Hop. The other one is actually from Love and Hip Hop.
So, and again, this is Atlanta. All kinds of names went through my mind in regards to who possibly from Love and Hip Hop it would be. Well, according to the Neighborhood Talk and their exclusive, they're saying that the restaurateur is Pinky Cole, as you know, the slutty vegan owner. I saw her recent interview with Nene Leakes. She has a very inspiring story. I'm uncomfortable with someone that is truly successful coming to the reality TV space. It's going to definitely only just help her business. Her business doesn't need any help at this particular point, but I think her story could be dynamic and inspiring to the women that watch Real Housewives of Atlanta and that are loyal. I just don't want this show and the toxicity of what this show can do to relationships and to your own personal brand. She's built a personal brand outside of this show, and she doesn't need this show. She's already a multi-millionaire, multi-business owner. So that's my only concern for Pinky being on this show. But if we really want to change the dynamic of what this show has turned into, she might be one of the people to watch. Does she have the personality to bring what it brings to keep us interested in the show? Only time will tell. So again, this is allegedly. The other person that the Neighborhood Talk is reporting would be K. Michelle. And then when they said that, I was like, oh, that's Love and Hip Hop. Well, if you know K. Michelle, she's also, I know she is an acclaimed R&B singer and songwriter, and now she's working on her country album. And I wouldn't be surprised if K. Michelle's like, I'm going to use this show to launchpad my country music project. K. Michelle is very smart about utilizing reality TV to launch businesses and her music career. She's probably one of the handful of people that have been able to do it and put out quality music and actually make a name for herself that is even bigger than reality television. But she's also had some very solid, iconic reality TV moments. And I think she's in a different space, so she doesn't have to do any of the actual like physical fighting or anything like that, but she will get a girl together. And she is very funny. So I'm not mad at any of these possible women. Anyone else? I'm not mad about it. And then coming in, it's going to be a situation though when you think about two restaurateurs. Okay? Because remember, Kelly just announced that her Nana's Chicken and Waffle just opened in Sandy Springs. So she has another restaurant under her belt. Congratulations. And now we have another restaurateur. I mean, there's room for everyone, but I just find that to be interesting. Is that going to be a thing? It doesn't need to be a thing, but I'm just saying, is that going to be a thing? It shouldn't be. If anything, being friends with Pinky would be a really great thing for Kelly so she can continue to expand her business. I'm actually kind of interested. I'm interested to see what these two women allegedly, because we have to remember, I don't know if they signed on a full-time contract, because if they haven't even started filming, sometimes they'll start filming and they're like, it's not landing for me. It's not giving what it's supposed to give. But I wouldn't be shocked, especially because K. Michelle knows the reality TV space, and I wouldn't be shocked if she secured her full-time position off the bat. Again, she has the receipts to prove that she's good television. And we haven't seen her on television in a hot second. I know she's done a lot of stuff in reality TV, but we haven't really seen her in this space. I'm interested. I think I just talked myself into being interested in these two women. Because at first I was like, But I think I just talked myself into thinking that this could actually be a good season 17. Did I convince you? So that wasn't the only thing that Kenya Moore talked about during her YouTube Live earlier today. She also talked about what went down between Cynthia and her. She claimed that Cynthia is not telling the 100% truth because, as you know, during the reunion, Cynthia says that she holds her friends accountable. She was not going to make excuses for Kenya's behavior. And Kenya is saying that wasn't the issue. Kenya claims that Cynthia betrayed her trust. And that's why she hasn't spoken to Cynthia recently.
I trusted her with my daughter. I trusted her with my secrets. I trusted her with a lot of things. And trust me when I tell you this, I have kept her most private moments, her most private secrets to myself, and have never and will never disclose any private information, specifically, speaking about intimate conversations that we've had or text messages that we've had where I'm explaining something in a very intimate way. And I know that she betrayed my trust, and I won't tell you, specifically the people, the why. I know the why. And the why was not for my best interest. It was for hers. And so all this, I haven't spoken to Kenya, all this stuff. Please, just at this point, just please stop talking about me. You can stand on your own. You can say whatever you want to say, but please, I'm just saying, please stop talking about me. What you're saying is not true. And, I just don't want that nonsense in my life anymore. I want genuine people who really are on my team, even if that comes down to 2 people. And one of those people is Brooklyn Daily. I'm okay with that. I think I know who my writers are. And, honestly, she's just not one.
Wow. I mean, that makes the situation a little bit different, but she didn't really say what happened. Basically, it seems as if, based on the context clues, that maybe Cynthia shared a text message or personal information with someone else on the cast, maybe, or with Britt Eady specifically. I wonder if Cynthia will address this, but with Kenya not returning next season, it definitely won't be addressed on the show. Whoever interviews Cynthia next, that's a question to ask. What is Kenya talking about? And I've been one that have said, I don't think Cynthia did anything wrong for holding her friend accountable. We've been saying that Kenya was wrong for the way she handled this at her own event. But according to Kenya, it had nothing to do with that specifically of holding her accountable. It was something that she betrayed. She betrayed Kenya's trust. I just wish Kenya would have just said it instead of sort of like alluding to something. I guess we will never know until we know. Well, let's have that conversation in the comment section, guys. As always, let's continue this conversation there. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and don't forget to get your tickets because I'm coming to Atlanta and I'm coming to get some tea. Go get your tickets for the Kempire After Dark, the villain era live experience coming to Atlanta, DC, and New York City, and maybe more cities. Look, we'll see. Guys, get your tickets today. More information will be available in the description. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
Here we go now.